Subscribe. MTL World at Middle World 1 YouTube channel. Swallowed Star 2. Origin Continent. Volume 6. Chapter 234 Purple Wood God King and Emperor Fu. 13th of Volume 6. The handsome young man looked at the secret pattern book. Behind him, a dark red colossal creature materialized, its blood-red mouth seeming to want to devour everything. I have already worked very hard. In terms of physical body, I have cultivated 7 destruction path bodies. In terms of secret techniques, I have comprehended a full 129 ultimate level secret techniques. Even the combination of secret techniques can be even more powerful. In terms of mental will, I have also gathered various mental will secret techniques and practiced them diligently for a long time. The handsome young man's face was twisted, his eyes were wild. But, no matter how much I practice, I will always be at the ultimate level. Physical body, secret techniques, mental will, all are at the ultimate level. But none of them can break the boundary. I'm not practicing anymore, not practicing anymore. The handsome young man angrily threw the secret pattern book in his hand, smashing it into the corner of the hall. This was a legacy left by Yuan. Over the long years of Tianmu Kingdom, only 2 legacies of Yuan had been obtained, one of which was comprehended by the realm beasts for a long time. Whoosh! The handsome young man instantly disappeared from the hall. On a towering mountain, the handsome young man sat alone, drinking wine and eating meat. These were delicacies and fine wines he had gathered from the origin continent. Time stood still in the treasure storage, naturally preserving the taste of the food perfectly. Ah you. A middle-aged man appeared beside him. Big brother is here, the handsome young man said, then continued drinking. My clone couldn't get the 1,000 dreams fruit in the dream domain. Ah you have spent countless years gathering resources for me, and you have already exchanged them for an ultimate realm pure source bloodline. I don't lack resources at all now, the middle-aged man said. You need to think more about yourself. The handsome young man shook his head and said, I don't want to think about myself. The origin continent, this source world, is gradually entering its final phase. It is estimated that in just a few billion years, it will face a great destruction. The purple wood god king looked at the handsome young man. As a boundary beast, you were born from the source of destruction. You will also fade into silence with the great destruction of the entire source world. This is the fate of the boundary beast. Only by breaking the boundaries and becoming an existence beyond the divine king level can you free yourself from the shackles of the source of destruction. Under the operation of the supreme rules, the path of destruction gave birth to the realm beasts. As long as the realm beasts grow normally, they can reach the ultimate realm, possessing perfect life forms, cloning techniques, the ability to nurture legions, and many other capabilities. But the world beasts also have many constraints. The mind is inherently bound, causing them to be born with a desire to annihilate the world. After being enslaved by the soul technique, one can suppress the instinctual desires of the mind. Life also has its constraints. All the beasts of the realms cannot survive the great destruction and live to see the next era of the source world. They are born from the path of destruction and will ultimately return to oblivion. You helped me obtain the ultimate realm's pure source bloodline, and now I have also perfected the ultimate realm life form. The purple wood divine king looked at the handsome young man. Purple wood god king. The Heavenly Wood Kingdom, or Tianmu, is a first-rate god kingdom founded by the Purple Wood God King. In the past, his kingdom was destroyed, and in response he journeyed into Universe Ocean and enslaved a sector beast. Ayu, you have helped me a lot. In the future, I can use the teleportation portal left by Yuan to leave the origin continent. But what about you? When the origin continent is destroyed, are you prepared to face death? And let me practice alone outside. The Purple Wood God King looked at the handsome young man. You know, you are my only close relative. The handsome young man looked at the purple wood god king. When he was born, the first figure he saw upon opening his eyes was the purple wood god king. The purple wood god king has always helped him, taught him, and guided him to grow. He called him big brother, but in reality, it was as if he were a father. I really feel terrible. The handsome young man looked up, his face twisted. Big brother, I really feel terrible. I got used to various profound insights naturally appearing in my mind, and I naturally reached the ultimate realm. Practicing on my own is really painful and uncomfortable. You have already created some new secret techniques. As long as you keep making progress and accumulating, you will eventually break through, the purple wood god king said. No, these are just some application techniques of the path of destruction. The handsome young man looked at the purple wood god king, saying weakly. I can't absorb new knowledge and integrate it into the path of destruction. The original path of destruction is too perfect in my heart, I can't change even a tiny bit of it. The handsome young man said. I can't break the boundaries, I can't break them. Big brother, please don't force me anymore, this life is too unbearable. I would rather live happily for billions of years than suffer through cultivation. The Purple Wood God King was taken aback and sighed softly. All right, let's drink today. The Purple Wood God King sat down. Yes, let's drink, the handsome young man said. In the days to come, how about practicing for a century and having fun for a century? Devote 50% of your time to practice. The handsome young man looked slightly pained, but seeing the expectant gaze of the Purple Wood God King, he nodded and said. Okay, I'll listen to you, big brother. The Purple Wood God King smiled slightly. Drink, drink, let's enjoy ourselves for the next era. The handsome young man laughed happily and drank with the Purple Wood God King. Haha, let's drink. The Purple Wood God King also drank heartily, looking at the handsome young man with a smile. Ah, you, don't blame me for pushing you too hard. I know Big Brother is doing this for my own good, to help me break free from the fate of being a realm beast, the handsome young man said. If you really can't escape, then I will accompany you until the last day of your life. The Purple Wood God King smiled as he looked into the distance. Facing the end of the source world together, that would be quite exhilarating. The handsome young man was taken aback and looked at the Purple Wood God King. No, big brother, you must leave the origin continent before the end of the source world. If you wait until the end, you will die. I only have you left as my closest kin. If you are no longer here, why should I strive to cultivate? The Purple Wood God King looked at the handsome young man. Practicing alone has lost its meaning. No, the handsome young man shook his head. Let's not talk about that anymore, let's drink freely, said the Purple Wood God King. The handsome young man at this moment felt that the wine had lost its flavor. Yes, the long years spent with my elder brother, he indeed placed immense importance on family. After taking revenge, his attachment to the entire world has diminished significantly. Even stepping out of the kingdom of Tianmu. Many things in the kingdom of Tianmu were handled by the beast's clone taking on the appearance of the Purple Wood God King. Big brother doesn't have much attachment to the entire origin continent. I am the only close relative he has. If I die, big brother might really. At this moment, he felt a stronger urgency for cultivation. Not only for himself, but also for his elder brother, the Purple Wood God King. The Purple Wood God King silently watched this scene. He admitted that after spending such a long time together, there were indeed deep feelings. But deep down in his heart, what he valued the most were still the family and children he had when he was weak. Ah, you, don't blame me for trying every means to guide you in your cultivation. First, it's for your own good, so you can break free from the shackles of fate. Second, it's for me. The stronger you are, the more hope there is for my cultivation path. The Purple Wood God King once had the fortune to meet Yuan. The first question he asked was whether there was a way to resurrect his family. Yuan replied, break free from the cage and become the master of the origin continent, in the source world. Then you can rescue any soul that has passed away from the river of time and space. From that moment on, the Purple Wood God King was filled with endless desire for cultivation. He is diligently practicing himself. He is also guiding his guardian realm beasts to practice hard. The boundary beasts are of great assistance to him, and their collection of various rare treasures is also guided by him. He couldn't just sit back and watch the boundary beast enjoy itself until the end of this source world. The Flame Wind Ancient Country, or Yangfeng Ancient Country, a vast and hidden space. Emperor Fu, Emperor Zhu Feng, and Emperor Wu, their thoughts converged here. The three idol cultivators are the Zongfu God King, the purple-robed woman, and the black-robed golden-masked expert. Di Zhufeng said. I guarded the formation at the entrance of the Dream Realm for some time. On the day I failed, the God King Zongfu used the cause and effect escape technique to pass through the formation and leave. The woman in the purple robe was even more adept at escaping, my spatial domain could barely sense her. The black-robed, golden-masked expert, however, just broke through the formations of the two ancient nations. He must have obtained the dream fruit. His escape technique is extremely fast, and there was no time to stop him at all. After his initial defeat, Di Zhufeng has been secretly monitoring the entrance formation. With his mastery of the spatial domain, he can sense anyone passing by. A thread of causality, a thread of aura, none of it could escape his notice. Di Wu asked with confusion. I've also given you the scenes of their battles. Can you determine their identities? Di Zhufeng also looked at Di Fu. Di Fu's ability to deduce the secrets of heaven is extremely terrifying, and he also possesses the formation treasure bestowed by the ancestor. There are very few things on the origin continent that can deceive him. Unable to determine, Di Fu frowned and shook his head. Can't we identify the purple-robed woman and the black-robed golden-masked expert? Di Wu and Di Zhufeng were both puzzled. The woman in the purple robe has multiple possibilities, Di Fu said. She could be the Empress of Wind Capital. The Empress of Wind Capital has been nurtured by the ancestor of the Eastern Extreme Domain, and her resources are no less than those of our royal family's gods. She seems low-key, but in reality, she is unfathomable. The woman in the purple robe could also be a manifestation of the ruler of the 10,000 realms or the realm beast. The Wind City Empress, the sovereign of all realms, the realm beast. Emperor Wu and Emperor Zhufeng both pondered. What about the black-robed golden-masked expert? Di Zhufeng asked. My extinction wind can't even shake his physical body. His physical body is definitely not inferior to that of an ultimate realm lifeform. His soul techniques or mental will techniques can instantly annihilate the Lord of Tianqin. Both his physical body and his soul and mind are so terrifying, there are very few who can achieve this on the origin continent. But the few I know are unlikely to be the black-robed golden-masked experts. Di Zhufeng said. I can't figure it out either. Diwu was confused. The suspects I have in mind don't fit either. Emperor Fu shook his head. I suspect it might be a newly emerged powerhouse. The origin continent is full of hidden dragons and crouching tigers. Many of the second-level god kings might have quietly reached the ultimate realm. Naturally, upon reaching the ultimate realm, their physical bodies would become stronger, and their mental will surpass the god king level, which is quite normal. The Lord of all realms and Emperor Qing, both of them who have comprehended the complete Tao, have their mental will surpassing the god king level. Newly emerged strong ones. Possibly newly emerged ultimate realm. Di Zhufeng and Diwu were shocked. With such a strong physical body and soul, even if he isn't at the ultimate realm, he should be treated as if he were. Emperor Fu said no more. Di Zhufeng and Diwu nodded and ultimately had no choice but to leave. Di Fu was alone in this vast space. Is his physical body this strong? There's an 80 to 90% chance that it's Luo He. Di Fu smiled, quite satisfied. 5 powerful beings competing for the Ganmeng Thousand Dreams fruit while the purple-robed woman suspected to be a manifestation of the world sovereign or a world beast, but you still managed to win in the end. You're far stronger than I expected. Di Qing looks down on me and has long since sent a clone to leave the origin continent to venture out. The Lord of all realms, with his cunning thoughts, I do not like. Di Ming. Di Ming is not suitable to be a companion, who knows, one day you might die at his hands. Loha has grown up valuing loyalty and righteousness, making him a suitable companion to share life and death together. Emperor Fu frowned slightly, he is growing too fast. I will arrange a clone to guard the teleportation passage. When he leaves, I will immediately go with him. This way, we can reach the same place. Because his strength was sufficient, Emperor Fu had long been prepared to leave the origin continent, and Luo He was the best companion he had chosen. Leaving the origin continent to fight for survival, it's very difficult to find a trustworthy companion for life and death. Before Luo Feng's rise, Di Fu was even prepared to venture out alone. Without suitable companions, he would rather act alone. Huyang City. This thousand dream fruit still needs to be traded with the 2 ancient nations to exchange for parts of the ultimate realm's Xuanhuan bloodline creatures, corpses. Luo Feng, in the Lord's mansion, was contemplating the 3 alien races he was trading with. They might also be able to provide parts of the corpses of the ultimate realm's Xuanhuan bloodline creatures, but what they offer was likely to be creatures cultivated from other source worlds. Then in the future, he wouldn't be able to use, formless and intangible, to transform. The life forms in Luo Feng's world are now in the 24 forms. Luo Feng also had to consider the ultimate realm. Naturally, he wanted the corpses of the ultimate realm pureblood beings bred locally. Most of these corpse materials will be used by Morosa. A very small amount is left for my own cultivation. Luo Feng made a decision. Blank. End of chapter. Subscribe. MTL World at Middle World 1 YouTube channel.